Oh, look at that. Look at that fizz. It's like being at a stock pond. There's loads of them there. Look at this fizz in here. Got really close as well. Well, clearly there is a lot of fish down this bottom end. I had it in the back of my head, to be fair, that I might want to be down this end because there's a couple of big commons that haven't been out yet, and it seems at the minute that the commons are hanging around down this end. So I feel like if I'm going to get one of them, down here is my best bet. But there is a lot of fish down here. I've seen a couple of shows and plenty of fizzing going on, so I have put my bucket in the first swim just down there. I'm going to do a lap, see what else I can see, and go from there.
I mean, Milton fish is better than a lot of other lakes this time of year.
Yeah, it's just spring fed, so it's like warmer. The water that's coming through it is warmer than anywhere else.
Is it one of your favourite venues in the winter?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good fun that. It's just fun in the winter. You know you can probably, it's shallow, you can probably find them. If they're not, if it's like super clear, you'll be able to see them, and if it's the wet, the only time it's murky is when it's like mild and wet. So it goes real muddy. And then they're so active that you see them fizzing up. Well, I'm just going to get a couple of rods sorted, and I'm going to go and get them out quickly before I fully commit to anywhere. But there is clearly a lot of fish down this bottom end, and they're feeding because there's a lot of fizzing going on. So yeah, I'm going to quickly just get 2 rods out, a couple of hours before this rain comes in and it gets really bad, and hopefully we can nick one whilst they're still feeding. Definitely just hit one on the way down. There's loads of them there. I'm just filling this bag with lake water. Something I always do down there because I find that they can get on the bait quite quickly. And as much as shell is very much digestible at this time of year, I think when it's already been washed out a little bit, it goes really white. It looks like it's almost been there longer as well. And I think when they're eating it, it's passing through them so quickly that they just keep eating it, to be honest. So yeah, just going to fill the bag with lake water and then just leave that so that they soak it up, and then obviously I'll bait up later on this evening. I can't believe you've just done that to me.
What's happened, Oscar?
Well, we were going for a pack shot and it failed because we missed focus on the tide of the water, so I thought I'd save myself, and yeah, failed miserably.
Well, there's not really a lot going on down here. I fished the morning out and nothing has happened. It's got quite quiet as well. There's not really as much fish activity going on as there was, and it's pretty obvious that there's a load of fish up the other end, and we've probably got 4 hours now till it's dark and a couple of hours till it gets really heavy with the rain. So I think, yeah, get the rods in, head up the other end, chuck some rigs at them, and hopefully again try and nick a bite, and then get back down this end for the night, because yeah, I'm pretty convinced that there's a big one on the cards down there. They move around quite a lot in here. I've caught loads of fish by just chasing them around, just following shows, and when you can see them, just chasing them as well. They never sit. They don't like getting caught too much, and they will spook off. But you can just keep chasing up and down the pond. So hopefully we can do that in the next hour or so. Personally for me, some of the most memorable captures have been through the winter. I used to religiously fish New Year's Eve, like every single year, and I've caught 2 real big ones on New Year's Eve, one of them being, on New Year's Day, sorry, one of them being a 50 pounder from somewhere that didn't have a lot of carp in, but again, knowing that probably all the fish were in the middle, and there being no one else there, I knew I had a good chance of catching a carp. And as much as the weather can be like off-putting, like you look outside and it's raining, you think you're gonna get wet or it's freezing cold. If you're going like this trip, we've been really active, like wandering around, looking for shows, trying to find fish. You're not gonna get cold, and as long as you wear waterproofs and walk around with an umbrella, you're not gonna get wet. Just being active will keep. I find the more active I am, the more enthusiastic I am about actually trying to catch a fish as well. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes if I'm driving to the lake and it's raining, it doesn't fill me with much joy when I do get out of the van, but once you start trying to find them, it's a lot more exciting, and when you do find them, that's when it can be really, really good. Well, we were literally just talking about moving because nothing had happened, and I've had a bite. So I don't know. I'm going to get this in the net and then make a decision, I think. It's not massive. Lovely little level. Well, that'll do. I definitely still think I might move, at least for a day. That is a really nice carp, actually. Well, we're off the mark. It took a lot longer than I anticipated. I thought we were going to get that quick bite yesterday. Didn't happen. Very quiet night. Probably an hour after first light, we got this lovely little lever. It's actually a really, really cool carp. There's still a lot of activity going on out there at the minute, and I feel like there's a really good chance for another bite. So I'm going to slip him back, and hopefully we can nick another one this morning. Pretty clear that there's still a lot of fish out there. I think it's been doing a lot of morning bites recently, and yeah, I want to get this rod out as quickly as possible. But just talking about the rig quickly, I'm basically using a combi multi, and one of the main advantages I find, obviously I only really changed to the multi combi probably a year ago, and the best thing about it is in situations like this I can quickly change that hook and get the rod straight back out there rather than having to start a whole new rig. So rig wise, using a lead clip is just something I've always used, and I feel like you can use it in nearly every situation. I've got a 4-ounce distance lead, and the main reason for that is I want to use the biggest lead I can get away with just to help set that hook. Anti-tangle sleeve, just so there's no chance of it ever tangling. Probably 5 inches, a 25-pound boom, and then that's attached to probably 3 centimetres of the slip D braid. And I'm just fishing it multi-combi style. Basically identical to how Daryl does it, because if it's good enough for Daryl, it's good enough for me. That's a multi-combi kicker, and then that's a size 4 wide gate Kamakura. That's pretty much the hook I use for all my fishing as well. So I'm going to get this out there now, and hopefully we can get another bite. I reckon this is a better one, to be fair. It's not really done anything, so it's quite slow. Is it a great big carmen? Well, they've been out there feeding for ages, and I'm very surprised I hadn't caught one earlier, but we finally had a bite. Feels like a better one as well. I think it's a common, which is a good sign. But yeah, that's been a long time coming, that bite. They've been mugging me right off this morning. Here he is. That's a nice common, that is. He's not huge, but it's a lovely looking carp. Well, how about that for the second carp? It's a 30-pounder as well, which is a right result. And it's making me realise that yesterday I think I made a right mistake. There was loads of activity going on around that feeder, and I put singles out there and I didn't catch anything. And this morning I had the same. I put a load of bait over it and I've had 2 really quick bites. So just shows that putting the bait out, it's got on feeding. Well, on the boilies anyway. But it's died down a little bit, the activity out there now, so I think it's 10:30. I need to sit down probably another half hour, just tidy up my stuff, and I might move up the top of the pond because I do think there's some bites to be had up there. Whether I come back down here for the night, because obviously it seems to be a good area for the morning, that's another question, but yeah, I'm going to get this one back, make an assessment for an hour and see where we go. Well, the action is slowed down here now, and like I keep mentioning, there's definitely a lot of fish up that other end. So I'm going to reel in, head up there for the rest of the afternoon, but I'm going to stick a load of bait out before I go, just with the intention that I might come back here for the night again. I feel like there's probably another really good chance of some morning bites here, so yeah, all the rods are in, and I'm probably going to stick a good couple of kilos of 15 millers out there. And that should keep whatever fish are here, and then if I do manage to catch a couple up there, I might even push a few of them down here as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get up that other end now. During the winter, fishing how I am now is probably my favourite way of fishing. Just being on your toes and staying active. Just constantly watching for any little sign, because any little sign probably means that there's a decent amount of fish there. The fish tend to all stay together and they'll probably be in a big shoal. So if you see 1 show or 2 shows like now, I think it's important to get on that. Obviously, I've had a couple of bites this morning, but the activity down there has gone quiet and I'm still seeing them up this end. So yeah, I could have sat down there in the rain and I might have caught another fish, but I just feel like I'm wasting a perfectly good opportunity by not coming up here and at least trying to catch another one. I'd imagine, having seen a couple of fish out there, there's probably a really big shoal of carp sat out there in the middle. And it's not exactly the comfiest thing to do, packing up in the rain and moving around here, but you could catch some really impressive carp in the winter, and the banks are pretty quiet as well. So making the most of every session you've got, like I've only got a couple of days, and I didn't want to waste the rest of today just sat down there feeling like I'm probably not going to catch something else. Well, that didn't take long at all. We've been sat up there and we've seen a couple of shows. And we just literally, as the rain stopped, I've reeled the rod in, whacked it into where they've been showing, and it's gone near enough straight away. So it's just in a little bit of weed now. It is slowly coming. I'm going to concentrate and try and get this in. Oh, it's got a little bit of weed on his head now. I think it's literally just coming in. It's completely stopped fighting. It's actually quite handy, to be honest, because it was thrashing around a minute ago. I was about to say, if it hasn't got any weed on it, it's a big, scaly. I think it is actually quite a decent one, like a nice scaly one. It did have weed on its head though, it felt huge, but it has just kicked it off now. But I don't think it's a bad one, and it does look quite scaly as well. Little duck's come to have a look. Oh, it's got some scales. Yes! That is a lovely carp as well. A proper lovely carp. £27. Well, that move's paid off. A few hours round here in the afternoon, and we've got this lovely 27-pound mirror. It's an incredible looking carp as well. I haven't done anything exciting. I've literally come round here, I've flicked the same rigs out that I've been using down the bottom end, a little bit of cell over the top, and yeah, we've had him pretty quick. But I'm going to slip him back, I think do another half an hour or so here, because he's been doing bites up here, and I feel like there is a good chance for another one this afternoon, and then I'm going to head straight back down that bottom end, get the rods out for the night, because I feel like there is a couple of morning bites to be had tomorrow before we leave. So get a couple of photos of this cracking looking carp, slip it back and head back down that bottom. So last night was a little bit busier than expected. I've had two already, which is a really, really good sign. And nothing massive, a couple of really nice commons, but there's clearly still a lot of fish out there. There's a lot of activity going on right now, and I feel like it's probably about now, yesterday, that I started catching them in the morning, so very good chance that I will get another bite. And all the fish I've caught from that spot now have been commons as well, which is a really good sign. I feel like there probably is a couple of really big commons swimming around out there, and yeah, it'd be lovely if I could catch one of them before I go home. Well, that's the second one from last night. Another lovely common, jet black. Incredible, the commons in here. I'm very glad that I moved back down here. I did obviously anticipate that they'd probably turn up down here last night, and they most certainly did. What a lovely, lovely carp. Personally for me, I think one of my favourite things about fishing in the winter is the fact that there's no one really about. Or at least the banks are a lot quieter than they are, say, spring, summer and autumn. And if you're active, like trying to hunt them fish down, realistically, if you can find them, you're going to get on them, because there's probably no one else there, or there's a very few amount of people there. And I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day. Like, I think a lot of lakes, if you were to add up the rod hours fished, say, in the spring compared to the rod hours fished in the winter, it probably does more fish in the winter. And I think a lot of that is because the fish are quite localised. They'll probably be in big groups and mainly in probably one big shoal. And if you can find that, there's always going to be one in there that's up for a feed. And with there being hardly anyone else about, you've got a much higher chance of getting on them fish than you would say in the spring when everyone's super keen coming out of the winter and just getting the rods back out. He's not happy at all. He's done me. It's coming. I think it's a better fish as well, but fingers crossed it'll kick itself free in a minute and we can get it out. But at the minute it's a bit of a stalemate. I'm gonna go over here and just see if I can get this out. She'd be well stuck. Oh, it's coming now. Oh yeah, it's still there, look. Oh, look at the scales on it. I just want to get his head in that weed and it just stopped kicking. Come on. Come on. Just get your head in the weed and give up. He ain't gonna though. Stop doing that. Right, that's it. Just stay there, underneath there like that. Come to me. Yes. Yes. Well, that was a kerfuffle, but we've got it. Oh, it's a lovely carp as well. Well, we've got another one in the net and it looks like a really nice 30-pound scaly one. And I'm sat in now and there's still loads of activity going on. I feel like there's a really good chance for another bite. So my main focus is getting this rod back out there. But one thing I have done is I've actually changed rigs. A couple of times when I've reeled in, well, a lot of the time when I reel in, there's a lot of like weed and just sediment all over my rigs. And I think that's just where they're going around feeding really hard and it's probably blowing onto my rigs. So I've swapped over and I've put a hinge out there because I feel like I definitely should have had a bite this morning and I didn't. So I changed the rig, put a hinge out there and I've had a bite quite quickly. Nothing exciting. It's literally exactly the same pretty much. It's just a leg clip setup with an anti-tangle sleeve, 4-ounce lead again. And then I'm using probably 10 to 12 inches, a 20-pound end trap soft, size 11 ring swivel, some mouth trap, only a little tiny hinge, pretty much nearly as small as I can tie it, to be honest. That's just a size 4 wide gate Kamakura X, and then I'm just going to put a 15mm cell pop-up on there. Again, just fishing match hatch over the top. I'm going to catapult a load more 15mm out there just to try and push them fish off. Then I'll get the rig out there and hopefully we'll get another one. Oh my God, it's not even snagged. It's just can't do anything with it, it's just kiting. It's going mental. This has got to be a better one. Well, I think this shows what I said yesterday, that I needed, on that first day I kind of messed up a little bit by not putting any boilie out and just trying to catch them obviously whilst they're feeding on the pellet. Because again, I've quickly got this rod back out and it's not like I'm putting out a little bit of bait, I'm putting out loads of boilie and they're just coming straight back on it. And this rod's probably not even been back out there an hour, and I'd imagine they probably cleared up all that bait and I've had another bite. So it does keeps weeding me up a bit, so I am going to concentrate and just try and get it in, I think. Oh, f*** off, stop weeding me up. Oh, I think he's come off. Oh no, he's still there. He's still there. Oh, I'm actually shit myself a little bit because I reckon it must be. It's got to be a fucking good. It's another scaly mirror. This has absolutely ruined the theme of catching a big common on the feeder. That's another really nice carp, actually. Yes! Whew. Yes! Another hairy old battle, but we've got it. In a proof's in the pudding, you know, like this trip, it's been non-stop action, really. If we're not catching them, we've been seeing them showing or fizzing. Like there's been plenty of opportunities and I think we've made the most of it. Like obviously we've had some really nice carp already and we've still got 2 more now in the nets to show you. And another thing with it as well, like Wayne's just looked at one of them and he's gone and checked the records and he doesn't think it's been out since he stocked it in 2005, which is crazy really. But obviously they're probably going to be a bit less guarded now. It just shows you really how good the winter fishing can be. And that is why I love carp fishing in the winter. Look at that incredible 31-pound mirror. The colours are there at their best this time of year. And there's no one here, it's quiet. I've had the lake to myself and I've been able to chase them around and catch some really incredible carp. We've had every bit of weather imaginable, but the sun's come out for the end of the trip. And what an incredible way to end it. A beautiful carp in all its winter colours. I'm going to slip him back, pack up and head home.